edition of the Ozsports FM podcast, going live to all those massive listeners out there. Travis.
G'day, Vlad. How are you?
Good, excellent. And just a quick mention to our followers out there. We've got the stats in. From,
How many followers? Come on, hit us.
116, Travis.
You beauty. How good's that?
Very good, actually, for a short period of time. I think we're on for about 4 weeks now. So,
Yeah.
Thank you to all those listeners out there. And
We do. Thank you. We hope you enjoy and you keep listening in.
that's right. We'll obviously gear up for a massive year of sport, but look, another massive week of Australian sports and international sports, obviously with the World Cup cricket, and that's what we're going to hit off from the straight off the beginning here. The World Cup cricket, some massive results.
Which was the biggest result of the weekend, do you think?
Do we really have to?
I've got a feeling it was a game in Adelaide a couple of days ago involving England. Is that the one
I think that's the one, Travis. I think that's the listeners out there would agree as well. Australia did win, and we'll touch upon that. But Bangladesh v England, Adelaide Oval, in front of, well, a pretty good crowd, just under 12,000, which is, for a neutral kind of, countries.
And let's be honest, they're probably not the high drawing crowds we're used to. Yeah, England, maybe if they were winning games, they would be, but they're obviously in a bit of a spot of bother, and so they don't have the support here anymore.
No, they don't. And let's discuss that match. Let's discuss England. Australia did win, and we'll touch upon that, but let's go to Bangladesh beating England by 15 runs. And I watched that match in the dying stages, and you know what? England had a chance to win. They only had to get 15 runs off of 10 balls, and I thought, still 2 wickets in hand, and I thought, to be honest, I thought England would win.
There should be a game from that position they should win, sure. I mean, you can't describe it as the unlosable because they have just lost, but 15 runs, 10 balls, 2 wickets, that's an achievable number.
Agreed. And when the next wicket fell, I thought, here we go. This is interesting. This is the pressure's on. You can see the England bench was squirming in their seats, and pretty much, Bangladesh actually had a chance to grab a wicket before the final two. They dropped catch out of the field, so it was. Look, he should have caught it, to be honest. It was slightly tricky, but it was definitely gettable. And he dropped that, and I thought, well, maybe they dropped a quarter-final opportunity right there and there. But they didn't.
And they got through. Yeah, and that's a massive cricket story, isn't it? Bangladesh, a developing cricket nation. They have a great history, in World Cups or on the world cricket scene. England, obviously been around for a long time, been a very dominant side for a period of time. Some great battles with Australia in the last couple of years.
Massive battles.
It's a great story for one of those, developing cricket nations to actually get through the quarterfinals. It's a big story, and it will hopefully just continue to help grow the game in Bangladesh, and the neighbouring countries.
Yeah, look, they a massive victory. And I was looking at the stats of their wins versus losses, and I think they got about 10 wins out of about 18, 19 games played. So I thought, well, that's actually pretty reasonable.
Yeah, that's a good percentage, isn't it?
For a country like Bangladesh who's, only developing the cricket world in the last decade or so. So that's a very good thing. I mean, this is a massive result. Quarterfinals, who would have thought? I mean, would you like to put your money on them? Turning back the clock, where's the DeLorean?
Oh, no. Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it? You would have got good odds, I would imagine, for Bangladesh and getting through there. But you probably would have got better odds for England not making it, I reckon, because...
Well, and, as they were leaving the airport, they weren't really talking to anybody. They weren't happy. Things have obviously got to change quite quickly in that country, in the cricket world. So...
Well, should Kevin Peterson have played?
Out of... Is he retired, Travis?
Well, I think he's been forced into retirement. He's pretty brought a lot of that on himself, but a lot of talk that, maybe if Kevin Peterson was in, it would have been a different England side, throughout the tournament. I guess we could probably, you could debate that for hours. The impact and the significance of Kevin Peterson in your team. He was obviously out here not long ago for the Big Bash League, so he was in the country.
Yeah, that's right.
Available.
Well, maybe they should have gave him a call. Maybe should have send him a text and say, hey, come on, Peter, just get back in the lineup. So, but look, great victory by Bangladesh. England going back home with a tail between their legs, and
It's a long flight back to England.
that's a long flight for a losing team, a terrible team, that too. But let's go to Australia. Australia v Sri Lanka, dominating, I think, and victorious once again. You know, it was 9 for 376 versus 312, so not too bad.
Yeah,
But
good win.
good win, solid win. I think, Maxwell was.
Maxwell the standout, obviously.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was just.
I think that's just what he's capable of, isn't it? But I think the thing with Glenn Maxwell that gets people talking is his inconsistency, and he's obviously got that brilliant streak, and we saw that on the weekend. But we obviously want to see more of it.
Well, that's what makes a true champion, isn't it right, Travis? Consistency.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what sets them apart from the rest in any sport. Any sport. So at the end of the day, if you're consistently performing, obviously it sounds obvious, but it is in a way. In the sporting world, you've got players that have so much potential, and you can see possibly a true champion being, I guess, bred over the years in them and throughout the trainings and the games. It doesn't matter what sport, but then they just let themselves down, possibly their team down. I mean, cricket, if you're not consistent, you're out.
Yeah, absolutely. You need a consistent performer. It's obviously, it's a team game, but each position has a defined role within cricket these days. Yes, you can have room for your match winners, I suppose, but you have room in your teams that are winning, and they're winning consistently. You can probably carry someone like that. I'm of the opinion that in a World Cup in particular, you need consistency. You need to know what you're going to get from every player every time they step out on the field, and Maxwell doesn't provide that, but I think it's obvious he'll play the rest of the World Cup now. He could well be the match winner if we get to the final, but he needs to just become a bit more consistent.
Yeah, and look, and that's why hence you got the batting order, and you've got your openers in the middle, and it's very strategic in terms of in that sport. In terms of where's certain batsmen are going to play, third spot, fourth spot, etc. So even down to the bowling end of the batting scale, I guess the bowlers in which, because some bowlers are not quite good actually. So
well, they have to be now.
Well,
their KPIs and things are dictating that they have to make runs, and so gone are the days, I suppose, of being a number 11, and the expectation is you walk off with a duck.
There's always someone waiting in the wings.
There is.
Take over the spot, so it's got to be on your toes. And
I sound like I'm bagging Glenn Maxwell, but let's not take anything away from him. Obviously, a really good performance and much needed in the game, and he obviously made a great contribution to the win.
No, look, definitely, he was outstanding and massive contribution, like you said. So, and look, as the road to glory, as we see here,
the road to glory.
So Australia has made the quarterfinals, which is going to be played at our
played in Adelaide.
Our beloved Adelaide Oval.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
The best stadium in Australia currently. So we're playing Pakistan 2 p.m. 20th of March, which is a Friday. So everyone out listening who are in Adelaide, get a ticket if you can. Get down there.
It should be a good game. It should be a really good crowd. You're down to the final stages. You're in the last 8. The best teams should be there and performing. So we hope it's a good game, but we hope Australia win. Yeah,
last opportunity to see Australia in Adelaide. So pretty much after that, the winner, if they win, they'll play in Auckland semi-final, and they play if they win, they'll play either Sri Lanka again or South Africa. So it's and that match is actually played before Australia's match on March 18th. And then on the other side of the draw, we've got Bangladesh v India at the MCG on Thursday, the 19th of March.
You would expect India probably. They're in form, top of the group.
Correct.
Performed quite well, back to their best. They should probably win that one.
And then that's right. And then on the 21st of March, New Zealand the West Indies at Wellington. So that's 11:30 in the morning. So obviously New Zealand time.
So and again with that one, New Zealand probably should win comfortably considering the.
You'd think so. Let's
they are
take a guess here. Australia should go through. India should go through. New Zealand and Sri Lanka.
I think South Africa for me would get through from that game.
We may have to do a bit of a side bet here, Travis and I. I'm going to go for Sri Lanka, but it's going to be look. All the quarterfinals are going to be quite good, I think, in terms of contest. And you never know, Bangladesh is actually playing New Zealand this week, so on the 13th. So let's see how they go. You never know.
Could be a bit of a dress rehearsal.
Yeah, it's a good warm up.
Coming up against the full team of the competition,
and then they have to play India afterwards.
Yeah. Well, they wanted to make the quarterfinals.
Well, that's what you get. What you get. So it's going to be an interesting quarterfinal round coming up in the next week or two. And this World Cup is getting exciting. It's getting close.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely is.
Which it should be.
It should be. It's a World Cup.
It's a World Cup.
It seems. Yeah, I don't think it's faded in the background, but it's a long tournament. And, whether it's drawn out or not,
is it too long?
Well, maybe it goes a week too long. Maybe they can.
But we've got people. We've got teams, countries playing middle of the week. When people are working 9 to 5, they don't really know what's going on.
Yeah,
unless you're a cricket, connoisseur.
Yeah, of course. And at that point, you're probably travelling and watching and being at the venue. But they have to play those games, don't they? And I guess we forget the big audiences, television audiences throughout Asia and places like that. So there'd obviously be a lot of people watching, but the crowds actually at the venues have probably suffered a little bit.
Yeah, of course, definitely. Hence, I know we had a long weekend here in Adelaide, and the match was played obviously on Adelaide Cup long weekend.
Yeah.
But under 12,000. Well, I think that's pretty good for Bangladesh. So, but that's our little wrap up of obviously the World Cup. Now let's bring still on cricket, but bringing it to our Adelaide City of Adelaide Strikers. There's a lot of chaos going on, and I'm going to use the word chaos.
Chaos is
disarray.
Yeah, that's probably a better word. Yeah,
I like chaos, but we'll go with disarray.
Chaos and disarray. Let's just use both.
Both at the same time.
Both appropriate.
Correct. Strikers losing Tate and Botha.
Some interesting.
What is going on?
Some interesting stories, comments, thoughts coming out of, let's say, Adelaide Oval in the past week. You've obviously had Sean Tate, who is departing for Hobart in the Big Bash, come out with some really strong words about the Saka. More importantly, or not more importantly, but highlighting the lack of apparent communication down there. Both are obviously being moved on as captain, going back a couple of months when Darren Berry was on leave.
Yeah.
Darren Berry coming back, speaking out against the decision to move both are on. Keith Bradshaw having to come out and defend the Saka. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, communication can break any relationship. That's a key element of any relationship. So especially a sporting one.
Yes.
Between its players, coaches, administration, CEO, whoever you want to add in there. So I heard a few of Tate's comments, and look, honest truth. Simple as that. At the end of the day, due to this breakdown in communication between all these parties, another offer came on the table, which was better. Well, I was going to say better than the Adelaide Strikers offer. However, there's probably no offer put in place anyway for this guy.
Well, from what we understand, it was minimal, and hardly worth consideration. So,
and now it's got a 2-year offer, which is
blowing the Strikers offer out of the ballpark.
Yeah,
which is surprising. Saka maybe taken Sean Tate for granted and just figured local boy, played here most of his life.
Money talks, Travis.
He'll just stick around.
Money talks, Travis, and end of the day, sport is a business, and I think a lot of people forget that. There is loyalty in sport still, I believe, in all genres.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a sport. However, how old is Tate? Off the top of my head, I can't remember. He's not
he'd be close to 30, I would think.
Yeah.
He's been around a long time.
So I think at the end of the day, if someone puts a 2-year offer on the table and there's nothing from your home team, and you're questioning what the communication is, and there's a bit of a breakdown for everybody, if offer's going to come, be it minimal as well. You're going to go, well, hang on a minute.
Well, going to question it. You're questioning it obviously from their loyalty to you would be one. You start to question your loyalty to the program and what you may have done to, I guess, be lowballed with an offer like that. And if there's all this talk of miscommunication, the coach is on leave, there's different things coming out with the high performance manager and that unit within the SACA. So look, if the offer's there, you take it. But I think for me it was really refreshing to hear someone as passionate as Sean Tate is about South Australian cricket coming out and actually speaking his mind about it. And I think opening up to the audience, some truths about what's actually going on. Nothing's been sugar-coated, it seems. A very honest Sean Tate, which is very rare, and that's really great to see.
I could hear the frustration in his voice by listening to the comments that he was making. And so we got word from Dazza, our panel master here, 32 years of age is Travis.
So as a 32-year-old, he doesn't have a lot of time left. I wouldn't think. We don't want to push him, obviously, in that direction, but sports people don't have a long lifespan, so
generally not.
They need to be able to make hay while the sun shines. So
maybe in that form of sport they do. In
the short form.
Short form, yes. But still, end of the day, they're human beings. Everyone lives. You can't live for life for free. So end of the day, if the offer's there on the table, you take it.
Absolutely. And look, let's be honest. When a player is no longer required, clubs are very happy and very quick to move the money. They have surplus to requirements. So clubs can talk about loyalty and things like that, but it needs to be two ways. Sean Tate's made the right decision for himself. I don't think anyone can begrudge him with that.
No, definitely not. Well, listeners, I'm going to take a quick break and get back to you with more sport.
They say it's wrong to give your daughter an axe for a birthday, but, they're zombies, and I'm a responsible parent. Well, zombies now. A bit earlier it was aliens. She had a plasma gun then. It was totally melting their faces off. I'm really quite proud of her. Proud of myself. I organised the aliens and zombies. Got the game truck, mobile video arcade, 4 massive screens, loads of games. Kids are out there going crazy. And I'm in here relaxing. Best birthday ever. GameTruckAustralia.com.au.
Fresh sponsor.
And welcome back after that small break. Listeners, now let's go into the Adelaide Cup quite quickly. That happened over the weekend. And the $400,000 prize money went to a horse by the name of Tamby. Travis?
Well, I always thought Tamby was going to win.
And won by nose over Tayu. So there's a lot of T's. Travis, Tamby, and Tayu.
Thought that race would every horse had an S in his name. But we're talking T's.
Imagine calling that. That would have been a nightmare. So there you go. Tamby claims the LA Cup. $400K in the pocket for the owners. Now, let's go to, the A-League and our beloved Adelaide United. Travis, they keep losing.
They've hit a patch, haven't they? They've definitely hit a patch.
Let's use that word patch. I can use some other profanity, but we won't. Adelaide United losing 2-0 to Wellington with ex-Adelaide United boy Burns scoring one of the goals.
He's in goal scoring form, obviously. What's he got? 12, I think.
12 goals
for the year.
One behind the leader.
Yeah.
So, which is good old Yanko.
Yeah.
And
so he's in contention for the Golden Boot. So he's in form. But Adelaide United, I mean, what's happening?
I don't know what's happening. They've dropped down to 5th position. They're right behind Melbourne Victory by 1 point, but they are ahead of Brisbane by about 8 points there. But Brisbane's got a couple of games in hand. So look, they need to win badly.
Yeah, they need to get back to that winning form. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
Have they peaked a little too early? They had the success of the FA Cup earlier in the year. They were up and going. Around that time. It seems since the couple of weeks after that, they've just got themselves in a bit of a rut.
They seem to fall away when the time counts, Travis. When it gets to the point in the season or even in the finals, they just can't get over the line. I mean, okay, yes, the cup, fantastic, but okay, perhaps a side note, that's the first year, so fantastic. But this is the season. This is what we want to win. And the reality is that they're playing Central Coast Mariners, which they've been pretty crappy all year. But that's a big game this weekend. So
And Ferreira, obviously, the ex-Adelaide United player, he's gone up
geez.
there and he's found his goal-scoring boots as
You know
well.
what? No one wants to stay in Adelaide, Travis. Strikers players are going, Adelaide United players are going, maybe Crows players are going later the year.
Dangerfield, he's probably
Nobody wants to stay in the city of churches
It's
or
lovely here. I don't know what
the Fringe Festival is on. It's
pushing everyone
fantastic.
away.
We've got the best weather in the country, so I don't know what's going on. But look, LA United not looking good. So, but we'll keep you posted in the next few weeks, and let's hope next week we can tell you that they actually won the game. So, now Travis, last week you caught an AFL game, pre-season game, Port Adelaide beat West Coast.
I did at Lord Oval, and look, it was a magnificent setting. Up there in the eastern suburbs, a bit of taking Port Adelaide back to the people. Down from the port up to the east, so you can argue
The brighter side of the life.
what Vlad said. So, look, it was a great day. It was quite warm on Sunday here in Adelaide.
It was actually.
The sun was out. By the end of the game, it started raining, so you go figure that out. But so look, there was about 9,000 people there, so really good turnout. The result probably went as expected, I think. Port won by 40 points in the end. They had a reasonably strong team in there. Robbie Gray, just continued on his form from last year, as did Boak and Ebert. They were standouts for Port. West Coast were missing a few. Mackenzie didn't play. Nick Nanui also out. So the result probably went as expected, but a really good day, and from a brand perspective, probably really positive for Port Adelaide to get up there into the eastern suburbs. Trying to attract a new supporter to the club. They're obviously firing with members, and Port though just continuing on from last year. So missed a beat at this early point. It's obviously early.
Yeah, very, very early. And we've got the Adelaide Football Club playing Geelong tomorrow night down at the Cattery, or Simmons Stadium, whatever you want to call it. So it's going to be a great game. Looks like it's a pretty strong lineup by the Crows. I'm not going to go through the individual players.
Well, Dangerfield comes back in, doesn't he?
He does. Dangerfield is playing, and the normal Sloans and Jenkins, Van Berlos, and Crouchers and Walkers and whatnot. So look, it's going to be an interesting game. We won't be able to catch it, unfortunately, on TV, but obviously we'll bring you the results next week. And still on the topic of AFL, just briefly, it looks like the Port Adelaide Football Club and the Crows have sealed up the new deal for Adelaide Oval.
Which is great news. It's been lingering for a long time.
And look, the first year was always going to be a test in terms of what money is going to be available, what money is going to come in the first year of the season. So they've obviously nutted out saying, well, last year we didn't get enough money, but this year they will. So it's going to deliver an extra 3.1 million combined to the Crows and Power this season, and an extra 4.1 million in each of 2016 and 17 seasons. So look, both clubs probably need it.
They do, yeah, without doubt. The clubs need to be profitable. There's no doubt about that. So, the SMA do a really good job. Let's not go down that path. But they do a great job. But the AFL teams are obviously the ones who are bringing a lot of fans into the stadium. So they do deserve their more than fair share.
Of course, and you need them surviving, especially the two Adelaide football clubs. As much as I don't like Port Adelaide, but you still need them around, I guess. So we need to pay someone out, Travis.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, and I think we all know that when the footy teams are going well here, it's an even more vibrant state.
Of course. But you go for Geelong, so that's I don't think we count you in there, but.
Well, I do live here. I do pay taxes here, so
that's good to hear.
I have a little bit of an interest.
That's good to hear. Now let's obviously we're going to wrap this up shortly, but Travis, your mate, Rory McIlroy.
I wish he was my mate.
Well, I wish he was my mate, but for this week he is your mate. What has your mate done?
He is, and this is my highlight of the week. Rory McIlroy in Florida over the weekend. Hit a 3-iron. Didn't quite come off as he would have liked.
Where did it go, Travis?
Ball went in the water. Rory McIlroy had the 3-iron in hand. He didn't have the 3-iron in hand, and it was launched into the lake.
The lake?
Yeah.
Did he go after it?
No, he didn't. Probably advisably so. But yes, hit a miss hit. So Rory McIlroy proving on the weekend that he is like the thousands of Saturday golfers around bad shot, take their frustration out on the closest thing they can find, which is normally the club.
Normally the club.
In this instance, the club's in the lake. So Rory McIlroy then played the rest of the round, obviously, down a 3-iron.
And that's the rules as well. You can't replace it.
Can't replace that.
So,
but in a good news story, the club was retrieved, given back to Rory, although I don't think
I would have sold it on eBay if I was the
that would go for. There'd be some nut out there.
10 grand.
Yeah.
Some golfer, yeah.
Yeah.
10 grand.
Yeah.
Some rich hobnob down there, you know, plays golf in the States. So
yeah, he's just retired down to Florida, living the good life. And
now, did he win the tournament, Rory? I don't know. Maybe after that, after throwing that.
Let's just say he didn't deserve to win the tournament.
Well, that's true. He probably did deserve to win, though. That's true.
But no, he didn't win. Dustin Johnson ended up winning, so probably got what he deserved.
That's true. Well, if that's your highlight of the week, well, look, we touched upon this at the start of the program. My highlight is Bangladesh beating England. I mean, watching that was fantastic. And watching the celebration of, it's like they won the biggest lottery in the world. I mean, which I guess it was the quarter final in the World Cup here in Australia. So look, that was my highlight of the week. I think it was a fantastic performance. England are really looking bad. And you know what? The last time I actually saw England play at Adelaide Oval against Australia, they were terrible as well. So, you know, that's my highlight of the week is Bangladesh beating Earl Thomas.
That's a good highlight, I think.
Fantastic highlight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Highlight of the year. Oh, so far.
So far?
It's only early.
It is March. There's a lot coming out of this at the moment, isn't there?
Not World Cup, but we're going to end on that note. Thanks to all the listeners and the followers out there on our podcast. Really appreciate that. And we'll have to get some sort of email out to our followers. Maybe they can email through some questions and things for us to research over the week and, you know, discuss.
Bit of fan interaction.
Yeah.
Never hurts, does it?
It doesn't hurt at all, Travis. So look, until next week, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
See you, mate. Bye.